What stage of compassion are you in? Welcome back to Fantasia. Have you ever wondered how you're doing? Like, are you making progress, going backwards, or standing still? Well, today I've got a little quiz for you to help you understand your compassion quotient. So everybody likes quizzes, right? I know I do. It helps me to understand myself and gives me a sense of progress when I hit a milestone. And if you know where you are and know what the road ahead looks like, you'll be able to tell whether or not you're moving forward. Now, this is based on the work of Gabor Maté, who's one of the world's best known trauma researchers and instructors right now. And this isn't scientifically validated, but it's based on his observations and it coincides with my own, based on my work with trauma survivors. So I find it useful and hope that you do too. But first, let's talk about why it matters, okay? Shame is one of the hardest things to overcome. It keeps us stuck in bad relationships, horrible patterns, and it holds us back. And sometimes we don't even know that we're carrying it. So, wouldn't having a strategy to let go of shame be priceless? Yeah, right? Well, compassion is that key. It helps you to be more gentle with others who do hurtful things out of shame. And it also helps you to grow beyond the things that happen to you and the things that you've done to others. And we all have something we're not proud of. So, this could be your ticket out of suffering. Instead of just talking about it, we're going to take a self discovery quiz to find out where you stand right now. So it's super easy. Just listen to the stages and ask yourself where you stand. There are 5 stages. You might be clearly in one if it resonates, but the stages beyond it don't. It's also possible to be in more than one stage. For example, if you think you're at stage 2 most of the time, but you're at stage 3 or 4 under certain circumstances or with certain people. Got it? All right, let's take a look at the stages. So the first one is ordinary. This is just basically sympathy. It means that I feel sorry when other people are hurting. And all mammals can do this. There is a research out there that says, well, they looked at rats. And I don't know how they did this. Sounds like they hooked them up to see how much distress they were experiencing when they were under stress. And then they hooked them up to see how much distress they were experiencing when they were watching other rats experience what they did. And what they found was that rats have more distress watching somebody be hurt than when they themselves are experiencing that hurt. All mammals have this. We're born with it. But you can look around, I'm sure, and see, well, hold on a minute. There's some exceptions, right? If you go on social media any day of the week, you're going to see people who have recorded other people being hurt. They're being mugged, they're being beat up, they're being something, and they're laughing. That's not normal. We're born with ordinary compassion, and something has to happen to override that. So when we get numb and we turn that off, that's a survival technique. It's like, I can't care about other people because caring about other people is dangerous. So you will see people who don't have ordinary compassion. So I guess if that's you, you don't rate on the scale at all. But hopefully that's not you and you're there. If it is you, think about getting some trauma therapy. That's not a normal thing and it keeps you from connecting with other people. So level 2 is understanding. So I do feel bad when I see somebody hurting and I want to know what's going on. What happened? What's this person's story? That's where Dr. Google comes in and we watch a movie and we want to know, well, what else? What's the story behind this? How did this person get this way that they were able to be so horrible to other people? Or how did this person get this way that they were able to achieve such wonderful things? When we have the backstory of what happened to a person, it helps us to feel safer. It helps us to feel more settled inside, and it helps us to get to a place where we can have compassion for somebody. So if it's a movie like for somebody's on death row, they did a really horrible thing, and yet we see their backstory, and it's like, okay, they came from this horrible thing and this horrible thing and this horrible thing, or they had this mental illness or whatever happened. It's like, okay, I get it. And that's also a really normal thing to do. That's the second level. Recognition is stage 3. Recognition is about getting to the place where you see yourself in other people. And you can't really do this without understanding. So you have to be open and curious and ask a lot of useful questions. And you have to be able to put yourself in other people's place because recognition is saying that I am you and you are me. So we don't have the same lives, we don't have the same talents, we don't have the same race or any of that, same socioeconomic background level, but on the inside, we're still the same. It's a way of saying, if I were in your situation, I may have done the same thing. It's a way of saying that, I can't stand above you and judge you for X because I have that issue too, or I could have that issue too. So let's say that it's addiction. I don't have a drinking problem, I don't have a drug problem, but is there something I'm addicted to or obsessed with? Obsession and addiction are not the same things, but they're close enough that we could say, okay, if you haven't had addiction, you definitely have had obsession over something. It's a person, or I can't get away from this show. I have to watch this show, or there's something that really, you can't pass up, chocolate cake, whatever. We have it, obsession or addiction. And so that recognition, I am you and you're me, greatly opens up the door for compassion. If if I could do the most horrible thing in the world, then that's grounding. And if you're a person who is holier than thou, this isn't you. It's like, how could you ever? That person doesn't have the third level of compassion. Because even if it's a really horrible thing and you can't imagine somebody doing it, with compassion you can. So, for example, I worked in a prison and I was a sex offender treatment provider. When my boss asked me to be the sex offender treatment provider, I was confronted with all kinds of feelings that I had about that because what's the most vile thing that you could do? It's to harm a child in that way, right? I think that's like a universal thing. We all agree on that. And now you want me to not only be in the presence of these people, but to help them? That was a big leap for me. It was a big leap for me. And I thought about it for a few days and I said I would do it. And then what I found was that they're people just like you. They eat, poop, love. They do all the same things that you do, all the same things that I do. And there were certain conditions, certain circumstances that put them in a position to make that choice, and they made that choice. And they're people. And given those same circumstances, could have been me, could have been you, could have been anybody. It's a human thing. That's what recognition is about. For all the beautiful things that people do, for all the horrible things that people do, could be you, could be me. That's the level of compassion that we're talking about. It's like, I get it. Doesn't mean that you have to forgive them or that they don't take responsibility for what has happened. Not saying that at all. They're two different things. It's just a heart connection. Can I see the humanity in you? And could this be me? That's recognition. That's level 4. 3, sorry. That's level 3. Truth is level 4. Truth is the understanding that, so it's very difficult to have level 4 if you're not on the other side of healing something. Because once you're on the other side of that, you understand that the truth does set you free. And so, since the truth sets you free, I'm not going to lie up to you about the truth. I'm not going to uh, let you lie to yourself about the truth because I want you to heal. So, the truth is, it is what it is. You did what you did. And all of these things lead us to the understanding that not that it's okay, the bad thing is okay, but that we're okay despite it. So when you're little, it's I stole the cookie from the cookie jar. Under no circumstances do most of us want to say that because what's going to happen is that you're going to think I'm a bad person and you're not going to like me. And that is feels like death. That's abandonment and being kicked out of the tribe and I can't have that. So I may be tempted to lie. But once you realize what happens is that when you accept that you've done that thing, that bad thing, then you can also get to the point where you accept that my behavior is not who I am. And there's this really beautiful acknowledgement that comes through. A lot of trauma work comes with this. There's lots and lots of different ways of getting to this, but that's what it is. It's about saying the thing that you can't say. It's about feeling the feelings that you can't feel. It's just too hard. It's going to destroy me if I say this thing. If it's going to destroy me if I feel this thing, and it doesn't. One of my favorite movies is A Monster Calls, and it's about this boy whose mother is dying of cancer. He doesn't want to face it. They keep trying. They go to this thing, they go to that thing, and they keep trying, and they're at the end of the road. And they've all been through this. Him, his mother, his grandmother, and he's tired. She's tired too. And the monster makes him say that he wants her to die. He just wants it to be over. And he doesn't do that out of cruelty. Like, look what a bad person you are. You brought this on your mother. No, he does that because that's the beginning of his healing. That's what this level is about. Level 4. Once you've been through it a time or two, it may take more than once because it's hard. Then you get to level 4 compassion. Level 5 compassion is the level of possibility. So I see that the truth sets you free. It's not going to kill me, whatever the truth is. I can say it. I can be okay with it. The possibility now opens up for me to see you for the beautiful person that you are, and for me to see myself for the beautiful person that I am. So inside all of us is a core self. This core self has not been impacted by trauma. It's not a bad thing, person or energy. It's timeless. It's beautiful. It's pure. It's the you that came into this world. Some people call it, I think of it as the soul. So you can think of it as the soul, maybe. So that is you. Beyond this body, beyond this identity, beyond all the things that you accumulate, all the things that you do, that is you. And that is a possibility. So there's this part of you, but then it's like, what do you want your humanness to exhibit? All the possibilities are open. And what creates that potential is truth and all the levels of compassion that lie beneath it. So wherever you are, it's exactly where you're meant to be right now. It's a function and a reflection of the growth that you've experienced so far. So none of this is meant to judge you or judge anybody else. It's not a way to stand above anybody or to put yourself down. It's just it is what it is. And let's say that you're at level 1, okay? And you're just ordinary. I do feel bad when other people are hurting. But you're not curious and you don't seek understanding. So that's a function of trauma too. When we are not curious, when we know everything, you can't tell me anything, I'm closed-minded, or I judge this is what it is, these people are horrible, I'm not open to hearing anything else, and you know that that's the next level of compassion, then you might ask yourself, well, how might I be more open? This is a trauma thing too. Because the brain changes under trauma. It makes us negative. It makes us closed. It's trying to help us to survive. And that works for danger in the moment. It doesn't work for thriving day to day. So these are not optimal ways of being. And if this is where you are, you may want to consider some trauma therapy. Because there's no substitute for trauma work. Lots of other things make us feel better, but they don't treat the trauma. And, I'm a trauma therapist, so that's my lens. I'm admitting my bias right there. Okay. If you have something else, let us know what it is. Maybe I'm open to learning. Okay. Another thing that you can do is to journal. Really love journaling. And you might ask yourself some questions like, what stage surprised you the most? How do I want to show up for myself this week with more compassion? How do I do that? What does compassion look like? Who's the most compassionate person I know? What are they like? Or, I don't know. You can use that as a prompt and then see where it goes. And if you're ready to walk this path more intentionally, to develop compassion, to develop healing so that you can meet your core self and be your core self, I've created a private space where we support each other through the twists and turns of real growth. And it's built for people like you who are waking up, doing your work and craving deeper connection, because this is deep work. This isn't the kind of conversation you can just have with anybody. People don't have these conversations. But check out the show notes for that link, because we do. And I want to thank you for being here and doing the work of finding your core center that is always good and worthy. And self-work is easier with a buddy. So if the group calls to you, hope to see you there or right back here next week. Ciao.
Make sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes or Spotify so you'll never miss a show. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, why not show your love with a review? Thanks. See you next week.